Hello, welcome to Prani. So, my name is Akshay and I'm the curator here. I basically take care of most of the animals' hygiene, health, and care. So, we have about 1000 plus animals in Prani, and all of them are rescued, adopted, or surrendered by people. So, let's go meet some.
First and foremost, can you tell us why this organization was started?
Okay, Prani was actually started by our founder who is Sanjeev Pednekar. So he started this place about 8 years back. Sanjeev's been in this field about 18 years plus, where he's been rescuing most of wildlife and urban wildlife around the city. So it was his initiative to start a place where you actually connect kids with nature. So we have a lot of people who visit Prani who learn a lot about animals. That's our main goal. We want to connect people into nature, because nowadays in the city you don't see kids, like, they don't know what's the difference between a sheep or a goat. They don't know how to interact with a dog, having so many dogs everywhere. So we just want to get in that spark in everyone.
That sounds great. And what type of animals do you rescue, and how do you determine if you want to take them in?
Okay, as I said, we've been rescuing and working with animals from the past 18 years, and we've been rescuing all kinds of animals, from wild, domestic, exotic, and all kinds of animals, from birds, mammals, leopards, everything. So, but Prani has an organization, we mainly deal with exotic animals. So exotic meaning animals who are not basically from our country, but they're bought in as pet purposes or anything like that. We mainly rescue animals like those.
And what do we have here?
So you meet one of our largest animal. Her name is Maya. So Maya is about 10 years old now, and she's been with us for the past about 8 years from the start of Prani. She was one of our first animals to be rescued.
Can you tell us, how did you rescue Maya?
So Maya was actually rescued from a stud farm. So if you actually look at her, she actually has something called as a box hoof. So with all her four hoofs, if you see, 3 of them are identical, where the 4th one is like a box, where the others are curved. So that's actually a deformity. So something like this, the race coach don't appreciate, and they don't have this, because these are very competitive horse where they have to run in the races, and these don't tend to win games or anything like that. So horses like this are usually discarded. They are mercy killed or something like that. So we had to rescue her. She was completely bones when we got her, but slowly she got into this.
Now that's an amazing story. And tell me, what are some of the most common medical or behavioral issues you encounter while rescuing animals?
So each animal has its own story. Where I'd say most of the common medical things would be deficiency, because most of us animals are exotic animals, but people have taken care of them most of their life. So what we face basically is deficiency of some kind of protein or some kind of vitamin in their body, because they've been feeding the wrong diet throughout their life. So that's one of the most common medical thing. And the most common behavioral problem which we see is, I think, these animals go through a lot of trauma, the ones which we rescue or seize from the pet shops and all of this. So we see behavioral problems like being aggressive or walking in the same direction always, because they've been kept up in small, crammed up cages.
And how has running the sanctuary changed your perspective on animals and wildlife itself?
It's changed a lot. Like, I've been having animals for all my life too, but I was very possessive with my animals. But once I came here, saw how kids interact with animals, how we can bring in the change in everyone. So it got in a lot of change, and it changed my perspective of interaction with animals is really important for everyone.
And who do we have here?
Oh yeah, this is actually Greenie. So I have a lot of animals which is close to my heart, but he's one of the animal, because I've been working with him quite a lot nowadays, because he's been here with us for about 2 years now. Greenie is about 22 years. He came in when he was a 20-year-old bird, and he was completely bald. Other than his head, he had no feathers throughout his body. So what happened to him is something called as depression. So parrots are very intelligent species of birds, because they use their head for quite a lot of things. They fly long distances in search of food, and they have an emotional bond with their partners. So when they are in captivity, they treat you, because you're actually there throughout the day with the bird, so they treat you as their partner. And when you move away from them, or when you start giving them less time or something, that's what happened to Greenie. So his previous owner actually passed away due to COVID. She was an old lady and she passed away due to COVID. And that's when he went into major depression and started plucking out his own feathers. And he was completely bald other than his head. That's when the previous owner surrendered him to us. After a lot of interaction and a lot of trust building with him, he slowly adjusted to me, Simran, and all of this. So we actually work with him on a daily basis. That's his story, basically.
So, how has the sanctuary grown or evolved since it started?
From the time it started, I would actually say it's grown a lot. From the amount of reaching out to people and the amount of animals we have been rescuing, we have about 1,400 animals now. We started about with 100 animals, and now we have about 1,300 plus animals out now. And the amount of people we reach with all these events which we do, with a lot of educational programs which we do, is actually a great number. I think we've grown a lot with that, and we do rescue a lot of animals, like a lot of wildlife around this place too. Like if there's a snake inside your house, there are a lot of people who used to, like the local villagers who used to kill the snake, but now they're aware that there's someone who would come to your house, rescue the snake, and they are coexisting better.
Okay.
Locally, actually. Yeah.
So, what were the challenges that you faced when the sanctuary started, and how did you overcome the challenges?
I think with animals, every day is a challenge and every day is a learning. So you keep learning new things, you just face the challenges, keep learning. But one difficult challenge which we have faced over the years is COVID. It just hit in when we had just started, we were barely a year old. The COVID hit in, and it was very difficult to source food for our animals, get funds for our animals and all of this. So we had to run multiple fundraising events and all of this to overcome that, because COVID was a pretty long time.
Speaking of fundraising events, is that how the sanctuary is supported, and how can other people support you?
No, that's the reason we faced a lot of challenges at that time. We mainly run with the ticket money which people buy in. So everyone who comes and sees his animals buys a ticket which they pay in a small amount, which helps us feeding and taking care of all these animals and the salaries for the staff and all of this. That's what runs this place. So that's really important for us.
Okay. And what has been the most rewarding part of this journey for you personally?
I think learning new things and meeting animals like this every day is just very rewarding. Like I can easily say that no day is the same. Like every day is something new to learn and new to see. So that's very, very rewarding. That's why I've been sticking along with this place for over the years. It's been about 8 years and I don't get bored. Tomorrow morning I wake up with something new now. Yeah.
Is Prani open for everyone? Can anyone visit it?
Yes, we are open 365 days and we are open to everyone. And our main focus is students. We want more young minds coming into this field, learning more about animals, spending time with these guys. You can see I enjoy feeding him cactus every day and he totally loves, and he recognizes me when you meet him. So we have a lot of volunteers who come down, do this on a daily basis, and it's amazing what they do here.